Talk about the comeback year. Jesus fucking Christ.
Come back! But before we review this, we're going to ask you please to subscribe, thumbs up, comment, let us know how we did, and follow us on your favorite social media sites. So today we have Birdman.
Or the unexpected virtue of ignorance.
Yes. A quick story about how we were able to watch this. We had to drive an hour out of town to watch this, and we're so glad we did.
Yeah, we had to go to Denver. We're from Colorado Springs. I don't know if you knew that already, but Colorado Springs to Denver is about an hour.
Yeah.
If you speed.
We had a good time up there.
Yeah. I love Denver. Denver's a really cool place. Anyways.
But let's go into it. We have the director, I'm not going to butcher his name.
Alejandro Iñárritu.
He's a pretty big Latin American director, I would say.
Friends with Guillermo del Toro and Alfonso Cuarón.
He did Babel, beautiful, you know. This movie is starring
Michael Batman Keaton, Zach Galifianakis,
Edward
fucking
Fight
Norton.
Club Norton,
Emma Superbad Stone,
and Naomi Watts, and Amy Ryan from The Office. Let's go into a plot real quick.
Okay, so Michael Keaton's in it. He is an actor who portrayed Birdman in the first three Birdman, not the fourth one, right?
Not the fourth one. Everyone's waiting for it.
Everyone's, yeah. He is doing this Broadway play so that he can get back into the limelight.
Yeah.
And he's struggling with his family, himself really,
I
too.
didn't take it as him trying to get back into the limelight. I think it's him trying to do something of worth.
I don't know. It's kind of up in the air for me because it does seem like he's a narcissistic kind of person, and he does want to be famous again, but also he wants to matter.
Yeah, and he's putting his heart and soul into this play, and at the same time I would say it's kind of similar to Black Swan. He's going through a nervous breakdown because of how much of his life he's putting into this play.
Yeah.
And how many things are going wrong at the same time too.
So the movie starts off with getting ready to do this play, the previews are about to happen, he loses one of his actors, and that's when Edward Norton comes in.
Yeah, and Edward Norton walks in, and he is kind of himself on screen, I would say, to an extent. Kind of difficult to work with, kind of obsessive about his roles to the point where he comes off as like the epitome of like his own perfection.
I took it as Michael Keaton, or Edward Norton's character was Michael Keaton's character in the past or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how I feel. Then you got Naomi Watts, who's in it for a very small amount in the role. Nothing breathtaking. I think she was still really good, in my opinion, but a very small role. But you know who really I thought really brought his A game in here was Zach Galifianakis. Definitely. Sadly, there wasn't enough of him, in my opinion.
Yes.
Mostly, it all revolved around Michael Keaton,
which
is not a problem.
Is
at
a
all.
supplemental to the story. Which brings us into our pros of the movie. Michael Keaton is the biggest pro. He will be probably getting an Oscar this year, if guaranteed nomination. But
I think
he's my front runner for winning the Best Actor category.
He was surprisingly good. He portrayed that like craziness, the egotisticalness, the wanting to matter. Like he any kind of emotion that he was feeling, you knew.
Oh yeah,
what he was going through.
It was so portrayed. It hit you over the head how well he did. You know, at times he disappeared into his character where it was, you know, when an actor does a really good job, like he becomes the character. He does that in this movie very often.
Very often. You know what's cool too is that he's playing the character that he plays. You know, like the actor Regan. And then when it starts to do the tracking shots into the play that they're doing, and he transforms himself into the character of the play,
it's like
this, and it's just like holy crap! Like it's like you see him in the same shot, and he just changes his like mannerisms and becomes this person on the play.
The director,
Alejandro Iñárritu.
Sorry guys, he plays a character almost because his intent for the movie was one long shot. That's what the movie was. You know, like it's just all a tracking shot. You could tell when kind of like when they go from set to set, like when he leaves the bar and goes out to New York, for instance, you could see where there was a cut. But it's so seamless. Other than that it's unbelievable what this director had to do to set up every single shot. They're not just shots. They're not just like point and click. They're like, okay, we're going to have to move our camera from here to here. You're over here right now, but you're important for the scene later on, so you're going to have to like run over here and get into the scene. It
happened a lot, so you were kind of expecting it, so it wasn't that much of a surprise later on as much as it was in the beginning.
And also, it really worked because this movie is about a Broadway play. And
it was like a play.
Yeah, the actors that do a Broadway play have to know all their lines at all times. They have to know where their spots are on stage. You know, and it really mimicked that very well.
The sound
Design
music,
was fantastic.
the drums was just
awe-inspiring.
It's so inspiring.
Cons.
Now,
this movie being a whole attempt of a whole long shot, or, you know, just a series of tracking shots, did make it after a while feel like you couldn't have a breather, you couldn't reflect on a lot of the movie while it was happening, and also it came out on the border of pretentious.
Yeah, I agree with that, because you need those breaks and those pauses, I think. And I think I give them credit for doing that.
Yeah, it's very experimental.
It's very experimental, and it flowed a lot. A lot of the times it did flow very well, and it was needed. But like I said, like we said earlier, you just need some pause. I don't really know how to supplement this feeling that I have about it. But when I saw this, the trailer made it seem really awesome. I was really expecting amazingness out of this movie, and I am amazed, and I'm really impressed with this movie. And Micheal Keaton killed it, but there was something missing, and I know what it is. I have to reflect on this a little bit more. But there was something missing with this movie that I, wish was there.
If you don't like the ambiguous movies and you like to be told what the story is, which is fine, then you might not like this movie. Let's rate this up, I think.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Let's do it. I'm going to go with 4.5 out of 5 Broadways. I really enjoyed it. And yesterday I would have given it a lower score right after seeing it, but I reflected on it for a while, and it is really a masterpiece of cinema. I mean, honestly.
It really is. I'm going to give this 4.5 tidy whities out of 5. Mainly, like I was saying before, because it's missing this one thing that I don't know what it is. I don't know how to explain it to you. It's missing something.
But honestly, if you have an option to drive an hour to see this movie and you really want to see it, please do. It's worth it.
It's an intelligent movie. It's an emotional
roller
coaster. So if you're into that stuff, definitely go see it.
Yeah.
Make sure to click our subscribe button right there. We have some of our social media stuff right down here. And just check us out. Let us know how we did, and let us know if you like this movie if you already watched it.